Yo, what's going on, everyone? Zach bringing us a brand new video, and we have to revisit our grading for Transit 2.0, aka Ashes of the Dam. Let's start things off hot. Let's not beat around the bush and cut straight to the chase. I gave it a 5 out of 10 overall rating last time at the end of the video, and today we're going to raise that rating from a 5 to a 6.5. I debated giving it a 7, but I got to thinking about the other maps that we've had in previous Call of Duties that are 7 or above, and there's no way I can put this map up there. However, this is one of the better maps for sure, easily without a doubt, that we have had ever since Modern Zombies has been released. Argue with the wall. I do not care. It has been one of the better ones. Maybe one of the, definitely one of the best ones, but maybe even the best one in some people's eyes. Not mine personally, but some people it definitely will be. What makes it go from a 5 to a 6.5? I'm glad you asked. Basically, I rated it on day 0 of Black Ops 7 before. 0. Before the game was even officially released, I'd played it, and I rated it before the Easter egg was in, before the wonder weapon was in, before anything else was added in to do with the Easter egg steps at all that they added about 12-ish hours after the game officially released. I do believe 10 to 12 hours is when they started the Easter egg hunt. So that's the game I was rating, the base map, the bare bones map. And I said that when I did review it, so you can go fact check me. I did say that multiple times, to take it with a grain of salt, because I would be revisiting my grading. And that's what gave it the 5 out of 10 and what made it kind of dog shite, to just keep it real with y'all. Now that I've played it, now that it's been out a while, now that I've done the Easter egg, which is what you guys are watching in the background right now, me and my boy did it. Yes, sir, a little 2-minute Easter egg, pre-nerf as well. So you can't even say that it was too hard for me, because I did do it pre-nerf. And that's something about it that I made raise it up as well, because of how challenging it actually is to do the boss fight. I have not done it since the nerf. I probably won't do it. I might do it. We'll see. We'll see. I'll probably do it on Cursed, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, so I can get Cursed Tier 2 and Tier 1. I've only gotten the Tier 1 relics unlocked. I need to get 2 and 3. I think I just said 2 and 1, but I need 2 and 3, so I'll probably end up doing it again. I definitely just lied to you guys right there. But even with the nerf, I have not done it myself. I've seen other people do it. It's still a hard boss fight. I still love it, still enjoy it, so it's still staying at a 6.5. And honestly, I could even bump this map up to a 7 if there were just a few tweaks made to it, for my personal opinion. You guys are going to think 6.5 is low. It's not low, especially compared to recent maps that we have had in, let's just say, Black Ops 6, because that was the game that we just had released last year for zombies. Before we get into any of the complaints that I kind of have, or something that's still holding it back for me personally, let's go into what helped raise it up as we just were. We have the wonder weapon itself. It's a new variant of a wonder weapon. By variant, I simply mean that it's just new in general. It's not a ray gun, it's not a thunder gun, it's not something that we've seen before, kind of reskinned. Let's just give the origin staffs being turned into Drazendrock bows, for example, which still very sick, still love, no complaints about them, so I'm not knocking it for being that. I'm just saying it was a completely unique new idea, and it has infinite ammo with quotes, because you can shoot the claws out, you can recall them into the gauntlet, and it's a very, very sick idea. It's unique. We had never seen anything like it before. I gotta give it a point for that. And of course, you have the boss fight, which brought it up, which I just talked about. And then as well, you have the overall play of the map. It does play better with the Easter egg steps in play and trying to do all of that than it did before, which I know that doesn't make sense, and it's really not gonna make sense, but it makes more sense, the spaces in between each actual POI with the Easter egg being released and doing the steps for the Easter egg, if that helps you guys understand what I'm trying to say at all. Before, I'd said that I would have liked to see some sort of teleportation in the spots between each POI, like we did on Transit with the lights. You could get a denizen, you could put it under the light, and then you could have a teleport and randomly teleport to a different spot on the map. That's what I was mentioning when I talked about that. I wanted to see some sort of teleportation, or just something. It doesn't have to be a teleportation at all, just something in the fog in between each spot to make you go to a new place. And I still would like to see that, if I'm being completely honest with you all, but with the introduction of the Easter egg, like I said, it does make sense why there isn't, and why you have to go through it, and why you gotta fight the zombies that are like ghost zombies and so hard to kill. Can't necessarily knock it for that, because it does make sense where I had originally knocked it, because it didn't make sense without the Easter egg. But I would still love to see that added in. I guess we are just kind of dipping into each of the good and the bad as we kind of go through each section that I'm going through. So scratch that. We're not really necessarily doing good and then bad throughout this video. We're just kind of hitting them both at the same time. Which does lead us into our next point, and it is that the community had a heck of a time with the Easter egg hunt, and we are still currently hunting for the last relic. Yes. It's been how many weeks since the game released? I think it's been 4 weeks now. Yeah, it's just hit 4 weeks on the day I'm recording this. And we're still looking for the last relic, which Cursed mode has been out for pretty much 4 weeks. as soon as we got the Easter egg done, it came out 24 hours later. So it's been out for, let's just say, 3.5 for simplicity's sake. 3.5. And we've only found 8 of the 9 relics in Cursed. Treyarch cooked with it, man. They cooked with Cursed. I really enjoy Cursed mode, which doesn't have anything to do with the map Ash of the Dam. Just wanted to throw this in here. I really do enjoy Cursed. Haven't made any content on it yet. Getting there. Trust. I got some things in the works. All right. The point I'm trying to make here is that those relics we are hunting mixed in with the hunt for the Easter egg of Ashes, it shows that they put dedication and time and effort into trying to make this and trying to make the storyline revived, which is another point that I kind of am going to intertwine with this one right here about the Easter egg taking so long and the community taking so long to find it. It's the longest one we've had since Dryzenrock, if I'm not mistaken. Dryzenrock took us a couple days to solve. I was not big into the Easter egg hunt back then necessarily because I was a little lad, man. I'm only 19 right now, so 2015, I would have been 10 years old. I would have been 9 years old, man. 9 years old. And I was already hooked on the zombie storyline. And I didn't even know about the Easter egg hunt until like 2 years after that, probably. And this one was still solved within the first day, but compared to every other modern zombies map we have had, it has taken significantly longer. It is the longest lasting Easter egg hunt we have had in modern zombies, and it was a very fun hunt. It's tedious. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you all know the Easter egg steps or have done it if you're watching this video, but it is tedious, but it kind of makes it fun. At first, I hated it. I didn't like how tedious it was. I thought it was annoying. The more I go back and do it, the more I enjoy it, which you love to see because that keeps up the replayability of the map. Whereas if I'm going to use Liberty Falls as an example just because it's a multiplayer map, man, and I'm going to keep on preaching that. I have no desire to go back and replay that map at all. Never. I never want to. Whereas with Ashes, come on back. That's what the Easter egg steps are talking to me, man. That's what they're saying. So, of course, I want to go back and play it. And they got the vibe right, the skybox. These are all things that I already mentioned previously were good, so I'm not going to really spend time repeating these. Let's move on to the next thing that I was talking about. Last major point that I wanted to bring up as good is storyline. So far, it looks like in the Dark Aether storyline, up to this point, it's been rough. I personally can say I have not been invested in it at all, whereas with the OG crew, I was hugely invested. I still know all of the lore to this day. I could recite it all to you off the top of my head, probably. I could tell you every cinematic cutscene from the beginning and end of each map itself, leading into the next map, and just going through chronological order like that, because I've watched it so many times. I've done the Easter egg so many times. I loved it so much. I was so deep in the lore. Seeing the OG crew coming back, the biggest thing I was scared of, and something that I talked about when originally rating the map, was the nostalgia bait. However, I did say if they did it right, it's very good. If they do it bad, it's obviously going to turn out very bad and make more people hate it. But the silver lining here with this first map of BO7, I think they've done it right. I'm already more invested into the storyline than I was since Black Ops 3. I have not been invested into a storyline as hard as I am now. That's saying something. It took them one map, and they already have me more hooked than they did with all the ones. Is part of it because the OG crew is back? Yeah, I have to admit that it definitely is. I want to know what they're doing with them. I want to know if it turns out good or bad in the very end. So still, this specific thing maybe take with a grain of salt as well, just because we need to see how the end of the storyline turns out. But the Dempsey and Maya getting their souls back, and it looking like the next map we're gonna have a character from each crew get their soul back as well, and the process kind of repeat. That's kind of the reverse of what happened in the Aether storyline, right? Which would make sense because we're in the Dark Aether storyline. So think about it for a minute. They could be cooking something up, which is what I'm really holding out hope for, and why this helps bring up Ashes of the Damned. Other than that, it's a bunch of small things, or maybe something that I already mentioned is good about the map that I did in the other video, so I don't really want to repeat it. You can go check out that one. It's on the channel. Check out some other videos while you're there. Gonna keep this one short for you guys today, though. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope your styles days, and check out the bangers we got on the way. I'm hoping to get some more zombies content out. I know I've been slacking on it. I really have, even on streams, because we were streaming it originally, kind of just streaming zombies and uploading multiplayer, and not really doing both. I want to do both, and I also want to stream both, so we're gonna try and get it worked out. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope your styles days. I'll catch you on the next one. Love y'all. Peace.